What is up, all you individuals out there? It's me, full-time anime man. So, I'm doing this video in the seclusion of my truck because my dog that I've had for 2 years is in the apartment and she is mad at me. And that's apparently last night, I was with a cat last night. In her dreams. That's right. I didn't get into contact with any other kitty in this world. I did it in her head. Now I went off like this. You see, last night I was asleep. Me and Taser were in bed. Now usually I like to rub her. Now usually she likes it when I rub her belly before we go to sleep. And she drifted off to sleep. I'm having a nice dream myself, and then all of a sudden I feel kicking. I feel like grunting, and it just wakes me up. And I just look over and I see like, it's Taser. What's wrong with her? And then she looked over and then she just said, I hate you. And I was just like wondering, what the heck? Okay, that's pretty interesting. And so I just went back to sleep. And so I wake up the next day, and it's in the morning. The sun's risen. The sun woke me up, the rays in my eyes and all that. And, I see that Taser's up. And I see that Taser is asleep right now. So I decided, I'm just going to go ahead and wake her up since I'm up. And so, I give her a quick shake on her shoulder. It's like, hey, Taser, it's time to get up. And then she gonna shake her way out of my grip and then said, "Won't work me." Okay, well, fine. So, I just thought, maybe she needs more time to sleep. So I'm just going to go to the bathroom, just get myself decent, shave the beard a little bit, brush the teeth, take a quick shower, all that normal stuff. Make sure I look good. Gotta look good. So then I come out of the bathroom and she's laying in my bed still, and I just it's time to wake her up. Okay, let's try again. So I walk up to her and then I start just give her a quick shake on her stomach. It's like, hey, Taser, it's time to get up. And then she's just going just immediately sit up, lay on her belly and stuff, and just look at me with an angry look. And then she's just going to walk out of my bed and then leave the room. Just thinking, okay, well, somebody needs to go for a walk. And so I did. She wasn't being very nice about it at first. At first, she was not looking at me. It's like, okay, gonna put this leash on. Let's go. She's just her leash was down. The latch to her leash was just at the bottom of her neck, and she was just looking in the opposite direction of me so that she doesn't look at me. And so I put it on. We're walking outside, and then right when we reach a dirted area, she's gonna kick dirt in my direction. And then I'm thinking, what the? She was an angry bull. She kicked dirt in my direction like she was an angry bull. Still got a little dirt in my mouth. Oh, my God. Anyway, so I just thought nothing of it. Okay, I'm just let that slide. So, after we got home, I made some breakfast. Now, she usually likes a little bit of bacon here and there, so I decided to throw a piece in her bowl. And then she's going to ignore the piece. And I just thinking, you know what? I can't take this anymore. So I decided to ask her, Taser, what the heck is going on with you? And then she's finally going to talk to me like she should have done in the first place. And she said, last night, you were smitten with kittens. What? Taser, I was in bed with you all night. I literally rubbed your belly until you fell asleep, and then I fell asleep. So how the heck was I smitten with kittens the other night? No. She said, you were smitten with kittens in my dreams. So I was baffled by what I just heard. It's I was smitten with kittens in your dreams? She's like, yo, yeah. I saw you with a litter of kittens last night. You was at the Humane Society, and you was letting them sleep all on your tummy. One was nuzzling you against your beard and stuff. And it's just I couldn't bear to see that anymore. But I was like, Taser, You do know it was a dream, right? You do know that it was a dream, right? It wasn't real. But still, you did it, she said. And I was like, no, I didn't. I don't even like kittens. I don't like cats, let alone kittens. So, what do you want me to do to make you feel better? And then she's gonna look directly at me, and then she's gonna say, well, I would like you to apologize. You want me to apologize? I was really feeling some type of way. I was like, you want me to apologize for something that I had no control over? And she was like, yep, because that would have me put all my trust in you again, and it would help me regain all of the trust. No. And then she said, yes, because that would make me feel better, and it would have me regain all the trust that I had in you if you told me that you were sorry. Like, I just can't say anything anymore. I just left the room. Well, actually, I did say one more thing before I left. I said, you're trusting me? Are you kidding me right now? Now, fellas, for all those who have Cocker Spaniels, those who have Pit Bulls, those who have Great Danes, you better watch out, because your dog will eventually have a dream one day that you were smitten with kittens, and, like, it's just gonna hurt them. And, like, they need to understand that it was just a dream. So, with that out of the way, this is What If Deku Was a Warlock, Part 4. Let's get into it. Where we last left off, Izuku had just received his acceptance letter to UA, but before that, he was in a conversation with the warlock leader Ikora about something. A few hours have passed. After receiving his acceptance letter, Izuku went to the roof with his ghost and called Ikora back. She responded saying, "Hello, Izuku, are you there?" "Yes, Ikora, I'm here," said Izuku. "Splendid. So, as before, I wanted to ask you a question." Izuku then said, "Oh, well, go ahead, ask." "Would you like to learn a new skill?" Izuku immediately responded with, "Yes." Ikora speaks. "Oh, well, that was a fast response. You know, Guardian, you should slow down because what I'm offering you could change your life forever." Izuku then says, "I know, but my life has already changed ever since I met Ghost. But the reason why I want to know more about what I can do is that I want to protect my people in my city. So, whatever new power there is to learn, if it means that it'll make me stronger, I want to learn it." A moment of silence goes by. Ikora speaks. "Very well, Guardian. But before I tell you what it is, let me ask you something. What does it mean to be a warlock?" "Power, of course. Only warlocks understand true power. True power lies within knowledge, in understanding power, channeling it, not controlling it. The storm is a raw power. The trance is true understanding. Both are required to be a storm caller. It is both the answer and the question, and thus what it truly means to be a warlock." Izuku is in so much bewilderment and speaks. "Wait, so you want to teach me how to call a storm?" Ikora then says, "Well, first, you need to learn how to channel your arc." "What is arc?" asked Izuku. "The universe is defined by fundamental forces. Complex matter is bounded together by deep forces. And in the studies of this binding lies secrets of the arc light. Therefore, arc is inside all life. You must feel it take hold, let it flow through, but not consume you. You're a conduit between sky and earth, electricity and matter, life and death. So therefore, the arc storm is alive, and the storm caller understands this. And so will you. Izuku is amazed. He then stands up while still on top of the roof and says, "When do we start?" "We could start right now. I think we should start with meditation. So, if you can feel the first stage, which is called static, now sit down and close your eyes." Izuku follows Ikora's instructions, sitting down and crossing his legs in front of him and closing his eyes. Ikora speaks. "Now, take a deep breath and hold it. Settle your mind, and when you feel the electricity, even just a spark, exhale slowly." A few seconds goes by. Izuku is still holding his breath, concentrating on feeling the energy. And then he slowly exhales. "What did you feel?" asked Ikora. Izuku opens his eyes slowly and he says, "Well, I did feel some small static shock, as you mentioned before. It was right here." Izuku pointed to the center of his chest. Ikora then says, "That's good. That means that you are eligible to wield Stormcaller." Izuku stands up and says, "So, what's next?" Ikora then says, "I wish I was there to sense the energy in your time, but I can't. This part will be up to you. You must find a source of electricity from the sky. Find the spot where it mostly strikes while you stand there and hope that you will be given tremendous power, Guardian." Izuku nods his head in agreement. "I must leave now, Guardian. Contact me if you have found a good source." "Okay," said Izuku. Good luck, Guardian." "Goodbye, Ikora." The call ends, and the ghost speaks. "Well, Guardian, where do you think you can find a good source of electricity?" Izuku thinks for a second, and then he speaks. I won't lie. I'm not sure what's going to happen if I end up getting the electricity power. Like, will it hurt? If I'm not worthy of wielding it, what will happen?" The ghost speaks. "I have seen my fair share of people obtaining such power. It looks a little discomfortable, but it is worth it at the end. But I promise you, Guardian, I will be there with you every step of the way." Izuku smiles and says, "Well, we better keep a close eye open on the news to let us know when it's going to rain, because when it rains, there's thunder, and when there's thunder, there's lightning, and when there's lightning, there's my power." The ghost then says, "Yep." Izuku then says, "Let's go in. I'm feeling tired." "Right behind you, Guardian." They head inside, and Izuku sleeps for the next day. A few days have passed. Izuku is getting his shoes on to head to school while his mother speaks to him. "Izuku, you have everything you need, right? You didn't just pack action figures?" "No, I got all my books and normal necessities." The ghost then pops from Izuku's body with light and says, "He is telling the truth, Miss Midoriya. He is ready for school." Inko gives out a sigh and says, "Izuku, does he have to go with you?" Izuku looks up to his mother and she continues to speak. "I mean, he's a tiny floating robot. And won't it be weird if people see you with him?" The ghost speaks. "Well, unfortunately, Miss Midoriya, I cannot be separated from your son, but I will promise you and do you this favor and stay discreet as much as possible while we are at school." Izuku gets in the conversation saying, "Yeah, plus he kind of gives me my power, so I need him." Inko smiles and says, "Okay, well, have a good day at school, you two." Izuku opens the door, and before he closes it, he says, "Thanks, Mom. We'll see ya." Izuku closes the door. At the UA premises, Izuku is looking for his classroom. Class 1A, Class 1A, where is it? The ghost then speaks in Izuku's mind. It's upstairs, and it's a big door labeled 1A just on your left. Izuku is surprised and says, how do you know that, ghost? The ghost then speaks. Oh, well, the first time you looked at this school, I went ahead and scanned its building, and now I know all the school's locations and its infrastructure. Izuku then says, oh yeah, right, I forgot you can do that. Thanks. No problem, Guardian. Izuku heads upstairs and comes across the giant door labeled Class 1A. I wonder why this door is so big, asked Izuku. The ghost then says, maybe it's to assure that people with unique bodies can enter. You're probably right, said Izuku. Let's head inside and see. Izuku opens the door to Bakugo arguing with the same blue-headed boy from before. You there, get your feet off that desk. It's the first day of school and you're already disrespecting its properties. Izuku closes the door and this catches the attention of the two boys. Bakugo then speaks. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me you're in this classroom too, Deku. The blue-headed boy then approaches Izuku, saying, Hi there, my name's Tenya Ida from Fuji Academy. Izuku then says, hey, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Ida continues, Well, I must apologize, Izuku. You are more superior to me. You knew about the rescue points in the entrance exams. Izuku just stands there, a little annoyed, and then he says, No, I just did what any hero would. Their conversation was interrupted by the door opening to the same girl that Izuku saved from before. She speaks. Hey, Izuku! Hey, it's good to see you! Izuku then speaks. Oh, hey, Uraraka. It's glad to see you're okay. She approaches both Izuku and Ida and says, Yeah, thanks for saving me again. Izuku then said, It's no problem. Ida then gets in the conversation saying, Hey, I must ask, what is your quirk? I've heard rumors about what you did, but I want to know for it myself. Izuku speaks. Actually, I have two quirks. Bakugo grows angry by this and says, What? How the hell do you have two quirks, Deku? Izuku keeps talking, ignoring Bakugo's screams, while explaining his two quirks. See, I can manipulate cosmic energy, or void light as I like to call it, and I can breathe fire. Ida then says, Oh wow, two quirks. That is truly magnificent, Midoriya. Once again, the conversation was interrupted by the door opening to Momo Yaoyorozu emerging from it. Izuku speaks. Oh, hey, Yaoyorozu. It's good to see you again. Izuku walks over to her and she speaks. I'm sorry, do I know you? Said Yaoyorozu. Izuku then said, Oh yeah, that's right. I was wearing my hero suit when I first met you. It's me. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Yaoyorozu then remembers that name, and she said, Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you. You helped me with that mugger some time ago. And you did say you were going to join UA. It's good to see you here again, Izuku. Izuku then says, Yeah, it's good to see you as well. Bakugo was about to shout from being ignored. That was until the door to 1A opened again to a man wearing all black and a white scarf. He then speaks. It took you all 14 seconds to be quiet. You're going to need to work on that. He then walks up to the podium and says, I'm Shota Aizawa. I'm your homeroom teacher for this class. And today we will be conducting a quirk test. Aizawa then reaches into a yellow bag, and one student with hair that took the shape of purple balls says, Wait, where did that come from? Aizawa then pulls out a couple of gym uniforms and says, Put these on and meet me in the training grounds outside. No one says anything, and then they all get dressed. After some time goes by, everyone is outside, and Aizawa says, Okay, so let's see. Aizawa looks to the class and says, "You there, Izuku Midoriya. What was your furthest softball throw in middle school?" Since I'm making Izuku's personality more braver in the story, he holds his head up high, and he was never afraid of anyone or anything. And he's and he made the time to train his body. So his score will be higher than in canon, and he will say, 69 meters, I think. Aizawa then throws Izuku a ball and says, "Throw this, but this time, use your quirk." Izuku slowly walks up to the stand, and as he's walking, he then speaks to his ghost in his mind. "Hey ghost, is there a way that I can make this ball go far?" "Actually, Guardian, there is," said the ghost. "Oh, well tell me." "It's pretty simple, Guardian. All you have to do is concentrate your cosmic energy on the ball, and that will allow you to throw it practically into space." "Okay then." Izuku reaches the mark. "Are you ready?" asked Aizawa. Izuku takes a deep inhale and says, "I'm ready." "Go," said Aizawa. Izuku then concentrates on the ball as it slightly glows the color purple in his right hand. He gets in a throwing position, batters his arm back, and then throws the ball at a 50-degree angle. Everyone continues to stare at the ball, and it proceeds to fly through the air into the sky. The ball goes smaller and smaller until it was out of sight, almost as if it reached space. Izuku looks to Aizawa and says, "So, how was that?" Aizawa looks to the indicator. It's still reading the distance. When it reaches 9,999, the screen then glows a bright red labeled "Error, Error, Error." Aizawa looks to Izuku and says, "That was a good throw. I'd say that ball's never coming back to Earth." In the class group, Bakugo grows angry and yells out loud, "That's it! I've had enough of this crap!" Bakugo then walks over to Izuku while he starts to let off explosions in his hands while yelling, "You're gonna tell me how you got these quirks, Deku!" Bakugo then uses his quirk. Aizawa then uses his quirk to stop Bakugo's explosions, and then he uses his scarf to try and snare him. The scarf got closer and closer to Bakugo, but then Bakugo fell to the ground, grunting, wondering what's happening. He speaks. What the hell is going on? Why can't I move?" Bakugo's eyes look up to Izuku. Izuku's right arm was extended out towards Bakugo. Izuku then walked over to Bakugo. Bakugo then said, What did you do to me, you bastard?" Izuku then walked up to Bakugo and squatted down next to him and said, "I drained you of all of your energy. I left you enough so that you wouldn't pass out. But your body is very tired." Bakugo looks up to Izuku, and his shadow is blocking out the ray of the sunlight from Bakugo's face. Bakugo grows very angry, and he tries to get up, but he finds it very difficult to even move his fingers. He speaks. I'll get you for this, you bastard!" Izuku continues to look down at Bakugo, and then he says, "Next time, don't mess with me. Otherwise, when I drain you of your energy, you'll black out. And when you wake up, you'll be in a vegetable state for the rest of your life. Now hold still. I'm going to give you back some of your energy." Izuku then places a hand on Bakugo's shoulder. And just around Izuku's hand, a silhouette of purple light can be seen. This is indicating that Izuku has given some of Bakugo's energy back to him. Everyone looks and is very confused about what is going on. Izuku then stands up and says, "There, now, why don't you get up? It's your turn." Izuku then walks back over to the rest of the class group. Everyone keeps their distance from Izuku. Bakugo slowly gets up to his feet, looking towards Izuku, grunting while exposing his teeth. Aizawa then throws Bakugo a ball, and then he tightly grips it, getting onto the mark. Bakugo then throws the ball while yelling, "Die, Deku!" while letting off explosions. His score was 933. Now, I did this because in order for Bakugo to use his quirk, he would have to really be pissed off. And Izuku really pissed him off there, so it was higher than canon this time. I think Izuku gave him a little too much energy. After all was said and done, Izuku came in at 4th place. Aizawa speaks. "Okay, that's all for today. I'll see you all in class tomorrow." Nearly everyone in class then said at the same time, "Wait, that was it?" Everyone then headed home while Izuku was heading in a different direction. Bakugo notices this and decides to follow Izuku to learn more about what is going on with him. A few minutes have passed, and Izuku calls the ghost out. "Hey, ghost." The ghost then appears from Izuku's body and says, "Yes, Guardian? So, if I remember correctly, the storm is happening tonight." The ghost then says, "That is correct, Guardian." Ikora then said, "Find a spot where it mostly lands, and then stand there." Izuku nodded his head in agreement, and then said, Nope. Izuku then nodded his head in agreement, and then headed towards downtown. Bakugo saw what had just happened when the ghost appeared from Izuku, and says to himself, "What the hell is that thing? And why is it calling Deku a guardian?" Bakugo proceeds to follow the two. An hour has passed. The sky was getting cloudy and dark. Izuku was in Midtown, entering a building called the Haruka's Tower. This building stands currently at 300 meters, and you could see over the mountains during the day. Just a quick fun fact. So, Izuku had the ghosts scan the building for anything such as security cameras, security guards, anything. Izuku and his ghost enters the building, and Izuku sneaks past some guards and security cameras. Bakugo does the same thing, doing his best to avoid the security cameras and the guards. Izuku makes his way to the roof of the building. He felt so close to the sky, it was almost as if he could touch the clouds. The clouds then wash over Izuku's head as he hears the roaring thoom of a thunderstorm. Izuku looks to the sky and says, "Ghost." The ghost then appears and then says, "Yes, Guardian?" Izuku then said, "Suit me up." "Right away, Guardian." Bakugo then peeks his head around the door, watching the whole thing. But before he knew it, Izuku's body was covered by a bright green light. Bakugo's eyes squinted from the brightness and intensity of the rays, and then when his vision returned to him, he saw Izuku in his hero suit. And listening closely as Izuku speaks. "Now, call Ikora." The ghost then contacts Ikora, and after a few rings, she speaks. "Hello? Izuku? Is that you?" "Hello, Ikora. I have found a spot where electricity will strike. It is currently closing in on me. What do I do now?" "That's wonderful to hear, Guardian. Okay, first, you must clear your mind, free it from all fear and hatred." Izuku takes a deep breath and closes his eyes, concentrating on the sound of the wind as it brushes his hair. Oh yeah, right, I forgot to mention that Izuku took off his cowl. While concentrating, a second sound of thunder can be heard coming towards Izuku. He remains focused. Ikora speaks. Magnificent. The storm is aware of you now, Guardian. Keep going. A few minutes later, the thunder roars, but this time it was louder, and the wind got more and more aggressive. Ikora speaks again. Your lightning walks its own path. A show of force is an order. Call the lightning down upon you, and become one. You will either rise a stormcaller, or you don't. Izuku takes a deep breath and holds it in. He walks forward slowly and says, Are you ready for this, ghost? Yes, Guardian. I am ready, said the ghost. Bakugo, still watching everything that is going on, sees Izuku walking towards the ledge of the building they were standing on. Out of nowhere, lightning struck the building, nearly hitting Izuku. Bakugo was extremely taken off guard by that strike, and then it hits again. Lightning fell from the sky, nearly hitting Izuku once more. Bakugo then thought Izuku was about to jump off of the building as he continued to walk, or worse, the lightning was about to hit him. Bakugo then sprinted into action, running towards Izuku, and then speaks, Deku! Izuku turned around to see Bakugo heavily determined. Bakugo then run towards him. Bakugo then speaks again, Just what the hell do you think you're doing, you idiot? Let's get the hell out of here! Izuku shouts back to Bakugo, saying, Bakugo, what the hell are you doing here? Bakugo then says, There's no time, let's go! All of a sudden, the sky started raining down with lightning bolts around the two boys. Bakugo grabs Izuku's arm, trying to pull him inside the building to safety, but Izuku pulls his arm back, saying, Get the hell out of here, you're about to ruin everything! Bakugo then says, I said move! Bakugo then grabs Izuku's chest armor, but Izuku swipes his arm away from his chest. And then the two begin to start a fist fight. Bakugo and Izuku exchange blows to each other. After blow after blow after blow, Bakugo's knuckles were starting to bleed from punching Izuku's armor. Izuku had a couple of bruises on his face too. All of a sudden, while the lightning bolts continued to fall near them, the battle comes to an end with the two boys' arms intertwined with each other, as one opponent has their hands crossed with the other opponent's arm, with their hands up to their shoulders, and the other one doing the same. If you need an image to help you with your imagination, look at the screen. Bakugo, with an angry look in his eyes, looks to Izuku, and Izuku looks back to him with even more aggressive. And Izuku looks back to him with even more aggressiveness. Izuku was about to say something, but all of a sudden, Izuku's body was covered with blue lightning. Bakugo looked to Izuku in confusion, wondering what the hell is going on again. But his thinking was interrupted by lightning striking both of them, making them disappear in a cloud of smoke. A few seconds have passed, but then the lightning struck the same spot where Izuku was standing, and he reappears, hovering in mid-air with lightning emanating around his body. Izuku sees this, and he says, Wow, is this it? Is this the arc that I was looking for? Ikora, who was watching the whole thing, says, Wonderful job, Guardian. You are now a Stormcaller. Izuku was overflowing with enthusiasm, but then he remembers Bakugo. He looks around, and he sees that he hasn't appeared. Izuku grows concerned and says, Wait, where did Bakugo go? Ghost, did you see where he went? The ghost then said, no, Guardian, I didn't see him. I can't sense him right now. Ikora speaks. I know where he went. Izuku then turned his attention to Ikora, saying, where did he go? Ikora then speaks. Well, you see, when you were struck by the lightning, you were taken to the Arc Realm, a place where the lightning draws its power from. Your friend was in physical contact with you when struck, so it took him too. Arc did not find him worthy of Stormcaller, so it took him. And now he's trapped there. Izuku's face turns even more concerning and worried, looking to the clouds, wondering what to do. He then speaks. Okay, I'm gonna need to go back there and go get him. Ikora, is there a way that you could tell me how to get back there? Ikora thinks for a moment and says yes, but there is a time limit. And if you don't escape the Arc Realm, you and your friend Bakugo will be trapped there forever. Izuku clenches his fists and says, I'll take the risk. Ikora then says, okay. First, you need to use your newfound power. Raise both your hands into the sky. Izuku follows Ikora's instructions. And now, send your electricity through the sky, and you and your ghost will be teleported to the Arc Realm. Izuku's body was covered by electricity, and he sends his power through the skies as his body disappears to the Arc Realm to save Bakugo. And that's the end of the story. Now, I really do hope that this comes out well. Now, for all those who are anxious to find out what's going to happen in What If Deku Was a Ice Wolf, don't worry, that's about to come out next. I kept you all waiting long enough. I don't know how long it's going to take, but part 4 will be coming out soon. So, with that out of the way, I'd like to thank everyone for watching this video. And if you have made it to the end of this video, consider yourselves #blessed. And I hope everyone who is watching has a nice day. Goodbye.